there's a match that's been announced for next week, which sounds quite novel and interesting, and is a new match for WWE NXT.
Not novel. It's Aztec Warfare, but a mini version. But Aztec Warfare was also Lucha Underground's greatest match stipulation. So I'm up for it. Let's do it.
So Big Willie Riggs says that 5 deserving members of the NXT roster are going to be entered into this match. And then we see a bunch of faces flash up on the screen. We get Kyle O'Reilly, Bronson Reed, Velveteen Dream, Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong, Cameron Grimes, Santos Escobar, and Kushida. He says the rules of the match will be 2 men start. Every 4 minutes, another competitor will enter. The only way to be eliminated is pinfall or submission. Last man standing gets the challenge Finn Balor for the NXT Championship at the next TakeOver. What I think is interesting here is that obviously it's 5 people entering the match and they've shown 8 pictures. So likely, I wonder whether they're going to do, and like Velveteen Dream has technically been written off with injury from Kushida's assault. He was on the injury list from coming out of last week's show, I believe. So I don't think he'll be in the match necessarily. And then I wonder whether or not the Undisputed Era are going to come to blows over which one of those 3 lads is the most deserving to be in that match. That would be kind of an interesting little... I mean, this could also just be, this is me just fantasy booking, because likely what will happen is next week they'll just be like, here's the 5 guys. Oh, there was another guy. I was, what's his face? Ridge Holland was in the video as well. So yeah, I wonder if there'll be any sort of back and forth over who's going to be in it, or they're just going to announce it in the coming week of like, these are the 5 entrants who are deserving. We've decided that now. But I like the sound of the match. It sounds, obviously it is a stripped down Aztec Warfare. I like the fact that they're sort of they're going the opposite way as well from like they said like 4 previous champions have just fought for the opportunity to be the NXT champion and they failed. 3 of them have failed. So here are a bunch of people who've never really had the opportunity. So that's also a reason I would say that Velveteen Dream probably shouldn't be in the mix here as well. But like, here's a bunch of people who haven't really had that opportunity and are deserving, who are going to face off for that chance. Yeah. I really like the idea of this match. I think NXT will do a bang-up job of doing this. And it feels like a good marquee match for them to have. Like, it feels like something to sort of hang an episode around. We've obviously also got the Women's Battle Royal, which has quite a lot of people in it. And I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. It's Xia Li, Rhea Ripley, Kacy Catanzaro, Indy Hartwell, Candice, Tegan, Shotzi.
Yeah. It's everyone. Everyone apart from Chelsea Green and Mercedes Martinez, because they quit Robert Stone and NXT.
Oh yeah, Lee, isn't it? Yeah.
I think both those matches will be good. They've both got room for lots of storytelling, lots of little mini booking things. I don't know if is Gargano's going to be. Is he going to be in the match? It seems weird if he's not, but then again, like maybe they won't put Gargano in the match, because it was like they showed Gargano and Ciampa and Cole like during like one kind of montage, and then they showed all basically the North American title scene in another montage. Yeah. So it's just like, where are you getting these 5 guys from? And obviously they showed way more than 5 guys, so it's weird to think like where who's actually competing.
I think it's going to be that next level down from, I think that the kind of telling was, that they've said these guys have just had the opportunity. So now it's 5 more deserving people. And they'll pick from the field of the sort of the next level down of NXT stars.
I think we'll see, because we are talking about, this is TakeOver. Like these are the number 1 contenders for TakeOver. And it's just like, I don't know if necessarily you build a TakeOver on the North American title scene being promoted to NXT champion. I don't know. It could, like Kushida, Kushida versus Finn Balor is that's a TakeOver match. But I'd assume they'd throw in like one or like maybe. I mean, obviously Ciampa's not in it because he's fighting off Jake Atlas. But I would have thought they'd put Gargano.
Well, Ciampa did say, "I'll see you next week," to Kyle O'Reilly. So maybe Kyle O'Reilly's meant to be in the match, and Ciampa just bullies his way in.
Ooh. Oh, look at you. Fantasy booking.
I'm on a roll.
You have a go. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, no, I wonder whether that will be. Yeah, I do think, as much as I'd love to see any of these guys take on Finn Balor, I don't think it's something you'd advertise a takeover around necessarily. Not even Kushida versus Finn Balor, because Kushida hasn't been on NXT TV enough recently to be like, here's the main event of our takeover. So yeah, I do wonder if they'll do something more dream matchy in that sense for this first one of Finn's title defenses.
Think Ciampa?
I don't. It's hard, isn't it? Because if it was Ciampa,
you want the feud with Ciampa, don't you? Like Ciampa's like somewhere you want like a proper like 2 months feud of horrible psychological torment. Whereas you've got what, 2 weeks? You got no. After that, you've got one takeover. Yeah. No, you got one NXT to build to take over after the match next week. So yeah, if it were me, I'd give it to Gargano.
Yeah, I know. I do think Gargano is probably the smartest choice here, just because you've got an insta feud built basically. You just have to do a video package that goes, do you remember all this stuff between the two of them from a while ago? And then people would be like, oh yeah, you remember Finn Balor it was Johnny that Finn kicked in the head when he turned heel. Like, there's plenty there to build it off of, and that's a really smart way. But people I would love to see from the images they showed is Kushida, Kyle O'Reilly, and Santos Escobar. I would love to see either of those three go up against Finn Balor for the title. That would be so good.